Super tags are where Tana really begins to separate itself. Fields are powerful, but people know about fields in databases. Super tags are structures for data that are very, very powerful. And once you get the hang of it, you'll get a lot of value out of super tags. They help us classify types of information. They help us organize meta information, especially when we combine super tags with fields. They create templates for types of information, so we can create templates within those types. They help us structure input, and they help us with interrelating information. Say, and we'll do this later in a different video, tying tasks to a particular project. So let's talk about the mechanics of super tags. First of all, tags in Tana define a type. If you tag something book or task or day, you are marking them to be of that type. It's a book, it's a task, it's a day. And I say it's a. Tana tags create an is-a relationship. Remember, our fields were has-a. The tags are is-a. And this is really important because in a lot of other software, particularly other tools for thought, tags are just the sort of thing you can just add a whole bunch of them to a node. And you can add more than one tag to a node in Tana, but it's not the sort of thing where I want to tag it with the date, and I want to tag it with a person, and I want to tag it with something. The tags in Tana are is-a relationship. This node is a thing. Gulliver's Travels is a book. Can be Gulliver's Travel hashtag book. Create exercises for essential Tana skills is a task. Create exercises for essential Tana skills hashtag task. Is the relationship created there. You can create or reuse existing tags with that hashtag there. So if I say the Christmas Carol is a book, and so I'll say hashtag book, and I just hit that hashtag, and I can reuse an existing, or I can type a new one if I want. I can access the configuration of tags by right-clicking the tag and choosing configure tag. So that allows me to open here, choose configure, and I can add information here as I want, and I'll show you some of that here in a moment. I can also just click it, and it will open a table that includes all of my books that I have in here. And you can add different searches here, and you can add some different views to see the books in specific ways. I don't use this a whole lot. I know that a lot of folks like this. I usually create my own queries for things, but it's nice to have when you just click that super tag that you can see, various pre-prepared views of all of that information that you have tagged with that particular tag. I do a lot of right-clicking with configure tag. And now, you've heard me talk about super tags. In my way of thinking of it, and I think this is the way Tana used to talk about it, and I don't know if they still do, but we've kind of blurred tag and super tag. But for me, a tag becomes a super tag when there is content in the template. When tagging something super tag provides an additional view or a dashboard or a structure that comes along with that. So if every book has an author, and I think most do, then the field author should have in its content template the field author should be in the content template for the super tag book. So book should have author in it. And when we do that, suddenly, we have a has-a relationship of the field combined with the is-a relationship of the super tag, and we get this wild and crazy thing here that I'll read out. A node is a super tag. Each super tag has a field, and the field for node is field value. Oh my God, that's so abstract. Let's look at it in some examples. From Here to Eternity is a book. Each book has an author, and the author for From Here to Eternity is James Jones. Could be framed simply as From Here to Eternity, hashtag book, example. And then when we open it up here, you see there's no field here. If I right-click, configure, content template, and I can put that author field here, now that author field will live in any book that I create. And so I can say this is James Jones. And the next time here, the Caine Mutiny is a book, and each book has an author. The author for the Caine Mutiny is Herman Wouk. I can say the Caine Mutiny and book. And then I'll open it up, and the author is already there as an option. Herman Wouk can just be added there. Okay, so that's how super tags and fields can combine their is-a and has-a to give us some pretty robust, fairly quickly, some pretty robust structuring of that information. So within the exercises, I'm going to ask you to create a task, or excuse me, create super tags for a few different types of information. You can do that on your own. And then I'm going to ask you to go through and add fields to each one of those super tags. And some of them you'll reuse fields. Let me show you how that works real quick. Let me go ahead and create this task super tag. So hashtag task. We'll use task example in my case. And you don't have to worry about typing anything there specifically. It's been created here. If I were to come into this task and I wanted to add scheduled on as a field here, I've already got that added in here. I'd add it in that template. Then if I wanted to go in my exercise 2 here, I said I wanted to create a meeting, or excuse me, an event super tag and include scheduled on in that. We'll create our event super tag here. Event example, we'll say. Within that, if I want to use scheduled on, let me take it out so I can use it again. When I start typing scheduled on, it won't show up because it lives in another super tag, but you can use show fields from super tag and that will bring it up, and then you can bring it, and you can use the same field. Again, I find it's tidier sometimes to use the same fields, and that's how you can do that. And then if we want to then say, you know, exercise 3, all I have you doing is going through these and adding the tags you created where they seem right and where they seem relevant. Nobody's testing you on this, but this will give you a nice way to get comfortable using those tags, creating them, putting fields in them, and then making use of them.